Hi there everyone. Well, it's a few days before Christmas 2023 and I thought I'd share my veggie gardens with you. You know, one of the things that I've done most of my life is growing veggies, and you know, as a young fellow I grew tomato plants. I've been really hooked on growing tomatoes, but I love my veggie gardens in general. I love the benefits from it, which is flavour. You can't beat homegrown veggies. They just taste better than anything else. And yeah, so let's go have a look, and I'll show you what I've been up to and what I'm doing. So the first thing you'll notice behind me, I've got this used to be a gazebo. Okay, it used to be like a gazebo that you just sit in and muck around, and I thought, well, how can I utilize this into something that produces food? And so what I did was I framed it up a bit, added an extra bit on the end, and basically turned it into a hothouse. So I'll take you inside there and show you that first. So here we are inside my makeshift hothouse. Proving to be a bit of a mission to keep it cool in here. I've got lots of windows and things that I've used that are recycled, and I've added them to allow for the ventilation. So, and I put a bit of shade cloth up. It's absolutely humming in here. So if I show you around, you know, I've got tomatoes growing in here. So I've got this tomato here, basically just growing it in a mussel boy. Okay, so have a look. You can see the mussel boy down there. Just it's amazing what you can grow in containers actually. So look, I'll show you around the rest of it. So yeah, I've got various things growing in here, but you'll notice this tomato plant, there's the pot there. It's just a mussel boy that's been cut in half sort of thing. And same with the other containers, I've got plants growing in mussel boys. So I've got things like radishes there, I've got a little tomato plant there. I've had some tomatoes also growing in pots over winter, and they're just about at the end of their cycle. See, that one there's got a few on it, but I'm about to pull that one out because it's pretty much sort of giving up the goose. And I've got loads of tomatoes in the garden. So I've got a whole lot of seedlings here ready to just sort of growing a bit that will go out in the other gardens outside. I've got basil there, but look at these. I mean, here's some shallots growing in a pot here. Pretty cool, because just shows you that you can grow stuff in pots. A lot of people don't have the space to grow veggies. I've even got, this is a self-seeded broccoli here, which basically just started growing in the hothouse. So yeah, it's almost ready, just getting a head on it now. And then moving down, I've got chilies and capsicums growing in here. Now these capsicums were actually, they were put in from the main veggie garden that I've got. So I took them from the gardens outside and brought them in here over winter, and they're really starting to come away now. I've got this cucumber, look at this. This is like a triffid. It's massive already. It's not very old. Now, a lot of these are grown from seed, so I've basically grown them myself from scratch. And then this thing's massive. I planted 2 seeds. And basically when I show you the one that's outside, you'll be amazed at how much difference there is in the growth with this one being in the hothouse and protected. I've got chilies growing, you can see that. They're jalapenos, more basil, radishes to go with the cured kingfish soon. I actually pulled some radishes out and tried to transplant them. I don't recommend that. Then there's a little bit of coriander growing, but this is another triffid of a plant. This is a courgette. Look at the size of this thing. Now underneath there's a whole lot of courgettes growing in there. And yeah, so I've got courgettes pretty early. I've also got them growing in the main veggie gardens. So that's the hothouse. As you can see, it's got everything. I've even got a little area over there that I can work on. I'm still getting this thing going. But I'm going to do a bit of a harvest today too. Look at these tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes. Look how nice, and they're vine ripened. They're going to be beautiful and tasty to eat. Absolutely. So that's the hothouse. So moving out of the hothouse, here we go. Attached to the hothouse, this here, you know, this area here was, we just used to mow it all the time, side to side. This veggie garden here in this area. And I put this bathtub in here too. It's an old one from obviously our bathroom, because what happens is that roof drains directly onto this garden. So I've got that catching it, and I've got a few plants growing in there. I'm eventually going to put some fish in there, and yeah, I've just got a bit of driftwood in there and all sorts. Then let's take a walk down here. I've got lots of seedlings growing, tomatoes, capsicums, and more tomatoes. I'm a big tomato fan because I love bottling and preserving the tomatoes. And so I've got a few chilies growing down here, and you can see already these have a lot of chilies on them. Let's have a look. There you go, look at all the chilies in there. Down here I've got more plants growing. This is an interesting one. I've got like what you call it, this is a pumpkin here. Now this self-seeded. I've got another one too. Two of them appeared here and they'd self-seed, and that quite often happens when you've got compost. You know, you do your own compost, and some seeds have obviously got in my compost, or our compost should I say, mine and Janet's, and basically when we've put the compost in the soil, they've self-seeded. Here's another self-seeded plant. This is going to seed actually, but it's coriander. So in the corner here I've got a courgette as well. Now I've planted two of these as well on top. I've got one here and I've got one out in another garden which I'll show you shortly. But check this baby out, this cauliflower. Look at the size of this thing. That's my hand there, you can see it's a big cauliflower head. Oh, that's pretty much ready to pick now. A good trick with these is to fold the leaves over the top. You know, sometimes they go purple, so folding these leaves over to protect them from the sun makes them go purple, will actually keep them from getting too purple. So yeah, by doing that. So but I'll be picking that one soon. So yeah, there you have this lower garden, and yeah, now we'll take you around and show you all the other bits and pieces that I've got growing around the place. Like we've got fruit trees and all sorts here. Also, while I've got you here, just we've also got some little gardens down here, and these are full of wildflowers. These are really good. We did grow pumpkins in these last year and they grew all over the lawn, but this year we've decided to grow some wildflowers in them, my partner Janet is, and basically to attract the insects like bees and that pollinate. So good for the veggies. So down here, I'll take you down here, we've got a plum tree. Okay, so we've got a couple of plum trees here, a really big one there. That one has like these massive, this one here has massive fruit on it usually. So you can see underneath here there's quite a bit of fruit developing. And then you've got the smaller tree. There's plenty of fruit on this tree. Not as much as previous years. Some years we've had so much. We've had like clusters of them. You almost have to remove some. But you'll notice these tin plates here. Now what they're for is to prevent birds. So what we have is, we have a lot of problems with birds here. They tend to come in and eat the fruit. So these sort of flap around in the wind, make a bit of noise, and it does deter them. So it's a good idea. My partner Janet puts these up, and it's a good idea to actually do this, because you know, there's nothing like plum chutney or plum and apple sauce, and we've got apples on our property. These tend to be a little bit later, so they won't be ready for a few weeks yet. Alright, so here we are at the back garden now. I'll give you a bit of a grand tour of this one. It's been a long established garden, this, so, and like all gardens that I have, veggie gardens, I basically bury a lot of the fish replicas that I bury them. So looking around, so this is the other pumpkin here. First of all, you'll remember this corner here. In a previous video I buried a fish here. So this pumpkin here has come from the other garden, and this just shows you what kind of adjustment period plants need when they get shifted around. So I took this one out, there was two of them growing in that other garden, and put this one here. This will take off, it's just a bit slower to get going than the other garden. Over here I have more tomatoes. These are doing better, these tomatoes here. There's a lateral there. Now these laterals, I grow the laterals, but you've got to wait till you've got, so that's a lateral, comes out the side there. You got to wait till these flower and then you can start growing the odd couple of laterals, which will increase your crop. Another little tomato over there just gone in a few days ago. We've got beetroot growing. Then I've got some beans, but we had a bit of a hiding on the beans from some snails got into them. Okay, so I'll be replanting. There's a lot of self-seeded stuff here. There's some like lettuce there. So these mesh screens. And over here I've got some carrots that I've just put in. You can see there, I put the mesh over to stop the birds getting into them because they'll dig up the dirt. So here's my other courgette. This one's doing slightly better than the other one. And you see there, look, a couple of marlin tail and a bill buried there, just rotting out into the dirt. I love feeding my garden with fish. More tomatoes, another tomato, and I've even got some broccolis growing. These are ones I've grown from seed. They're doing quite well. You can get a lot of varieties of plants that actually grow themselves during the hot parts of summer, you know. So that's my veggie gardens. Pretty cool space in here too. This was the original one that we had. And yeah, it's definitely been a really good garden in terms of producing lots of veggies in the past. Alright, so back around the house now. Now I've got quite a few little gardens dotted around all over the place. And here's one here. So this one here has chilies growing in it. As you can see there, a few chilies growing. Oh look, we've got a little visitor here. It was Bella, my dog. And I've got chives growing in there as well in the corner. I've even got a lemongrass growing there. I love my Thai cooking and Thai food, so yeah, that's why I always have plenty of chilies growing and herbs. So yeah, I've got a few chives, chilies. I've got some thyme as well and a rosemary plant there. So this is just a little box garden that I've put in. Say hello to the camera, Bella. There's my dog Bella. She's a lovely girl, aren't you? Good girl, Bella. She's a little Jack Russell, Parsons Jack Russell. I love my Jack Russells. I've had a few in the past, but this one's, Bella's got quite long legs compared to the others. So yeah, that's this garden here. And you see the rosemary there. So I'm just going to go around here now. Look at this passion fruit. A while ago we planted this in another planter box that I've got around the other side. Look at the fruit on it. Just absolutely loaded this season. But here it is here. I'll just show you the passion fruit there and as well. And there's the garden there that it's growing out of. So it just shows you that you can just rip up a nice little garden somewhere and basically grow a few things in it. Not a problem, even in containers. So finally, just taking a bit of a walk around the last part of the garden, you'll see here we have some apple trees. Lots of them. We have apples, we have a few varieties of apple trees, and they're all got fruit on them, as you can see. We've got an orange tree here, and we've got lemon. This is a relatively new lemon tree, only been in a short time, a couple of years, but it's starting to produce lemons. And we've also got a lime tree over there. Alright, we're back around the other side again. So we've got grapes here as well. So these have got a few grapes growing there, you can see. Yep, and the last thing to show you is just over here is the citrus area. You can see there, got some mandarins and an orange tree, a kaffir lime tree there, and another mandarin tree. So that's pretty much it this time. That's my garden tour, and basically during the year I'll show you every now and then when I do a video, I'll do a little update on the garden, show you what's happening, how the plants are growing, and show you some of the crops. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that tour, and I really want to encourage people to grow their own fruit and veggies, because honestly the benefits are huge. Save money, and in this day and age when things are getting so costly, it's a great thing to save some money, but also the taste, you know, like you can't beat it. And also there's something about just putting your hands in the dirt, and you know, it's very satisfying when you grow things and then put them on the table to eat. Just can't beat it. Cheers, eh?